Hello everyone, this is a continuation from the previous lecture, and in this lecture we are just going to see the programming part of timer input capture mode in our microcontroller STM32F446RE. Let's get started. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run the timer from 0 to 65535 as I mentioned here. You can see the step value will be starting from 0 and it will go till 65535, and again it will roll back to 0, and this process continues in timer. So whenever a rising edge pulse is given to the PA0 pin of the microcontroller, that is the timer to channel 1 of the microcontroller, which has been configured in input capture mode, the timer 2 peripheral of the microcontroller will interrupt the processor with an interrupt called input capture interrupt. And at that moment what I'm going to do is I will be just storing the timer count value at that moment to a particular variable. So this is the logic that I'm going to build. So before that I'm just going to continuously monitor the timer count value using another variable, and for providing the rising edge pulse to the PA0 pin, that is the timer to channel 1 pin, I'm not going to use any external push button. I'm just going to use the push button, that is the user push button available in my nuclear development board, which has been connected to PC13. I'm going to loop the PC13 pin with PA0 so that whenever I press and release the user push button available in my nuclear development board, that is F446RE nuclear board, a rising edge pulse will be given to PC13 as well as PA0, so that the timer peripheral will be interrupting the processor. So initially I just want to start the timer in input capture mode with interrupt. So just call this function hal underscore tim underscore ic underscore start underscore it. So this is the function for starting the timer in input capture mode with interrupt. So this function receives two parameters. First is the timer handle variable ampersand of htm2 comma, and the second variable is nothing but the channel that you are going to configure. As we configure the timer to channel 1, just give tim underscore channel underscore 1. So this is the channel that we are configuring, and this function call will start the timer in input capture mode with interrupt for timer channel 1. And nextly, inside the while of 1, which is the continuously executable segment of the program, I'm just going to use a variable counter equal to underscore underscore hal tim underscore get counter, and this function receives one parameter, that is nothing but htm2, which is the timer handle variable. So I just want to declare this variable, and I'm coming out of the main function uint 32 underscore t counter, and I'm also declaring another variable capture. You can see this counter variable will be continuously fetching the timer count value because it has been given inside the while of 1. And now I just want to fetch the timer count value whenever a rising edge pulse is given. So whenever a rising edge pulse is given, the interrupt function will be called, right? So that interrupt function can be found inside the it.c. As we know, we configure the timer interrupt. Come down a little bit. Here you can find the timer to IRQ handler. So this is the interrupt function called whenever the timer to peripheral will be interrupting the processor with rising edge pulse in PA0. So here also I'm just going to fetch the timer count value, but this time I'm just going to use the capture variable, that is the other variable that I declared. So now I just want to extend this variable. I'm coming to the top of this it.c. So that's it. You can see that's all about the programming part. Now what happens is when the program starts, it executes all the lines over here and it enters into the while of 1. And inside the while of 1, it will be continuously fetching the timer count value, timer 2 count value, and it will be storing it in counter variable. And this counter variable will be automatically incremented from 0 to 65535, and again it will roll back to 0, and again this process continues in this counter variable. And whenever I press the user button and release it, a rising edge pulse will be given to the PA0 pin of the microcontroller, that is nothing but the timer to channel 1, which has been configured in input capture mode. The processor will be paused over here and it will come to this timer to IRQ handler, and it will execute all the lines over here. And again, after completing all the lines that is available over here, that is after storing the timer count value at that moment to the variable called capture, it resumes back to the main function and it will continue the process it left here. So this is the process of the program, and I'm going to compile the program. Sorry, I forgot one thing, that is to enable the debug option in my microcontroller, because I'm just going to use the debugger for monitoring this counter variable as well as this capture variable. So just click on this drop down box, select sys, and click on this drop down box and select serial wire, and again you just want to generate the code. Click on generate code. Now open the keel, click on yes, 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 so that the program will be updated, or the configurations that you have updated will be automatically updated in your program. Just compile it again. Now connect your Nucleo board to the PC through USB cable and then click on this icon to download the flash to your microcontroller. Now the flash has been successfully downloaded to your microcontroller. Now I just want to enter into the debug mode for monitoring the variables. Just click on this icon to enter into the debug session of Keel IDE. Now just add this variable to watch window. Double click on this, right click and click add counter to watch 1. And you just want to add this captured variable also. Double click on this and click and drag this variable and place it over in the watch window. And select hexadecimal display, right click and choose the hexadecimal, so that this will display now in unsigned int format. Now run the program by clicking on the run button over here. You can see the counter value or the counter variable value is running from 0 to maximum value 65535. And when I click the user push button, you can see the timer count value at that moment has been stored to the captured variable. Again, when I click it, the value is stored in the capture variable. So once you get the timer count value, after that you can process the timer count value for finding the corresponding frequency of pulses given in the input capture pin, or you can use that for finding any time related applications. So in this way, the timer input capture channels of the microcontroller is employed in finding the time period at that moment as well as frequency of pulses. Now I'm stopping the program. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to place a breakpoint over here, click over here in the gray area. Whenever I press the push button, you can see the program will be running in this while of 1 initially. I am placing another breakpoint inside the while of 1, and when I run the program, you can see the program has been stopped inside the while of 1 in the counter fetching part, and when I release this breakpoint and when I run the program, you can see the program has been running over here, and when I press the user button, the timer peripheral will be interrupting the processor and the interrupt handler will be called, right? So I'm pressing the button and releasing it. Now you can see the program execution is arrived inside the timer 2 IRQ handler, and when I run the program again, it goes back to the main function and the counter is counting upwards. Again, when I press the user button, the execution is now available inside the timer 2 IRQ handler. It has been stopped. Again, when I run the program, it continues its process. So this is the working principle of interrupt in a program, and I hope you understand this lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thanks for watching.